Good morning. Hi. Today is the very first video for my YouTube channel. I'm a little nervous. I have a script, so if my eyes aren't looking at you constantly, it's just because I'm referring back to my bullet points of what I want to make sure that I talk about. Just wanted to thank you for being here on my first day. So, to start off, on April 23rd of 2020, my husband killed himself. I don't say that for the shock factor. It's just the sad, cold, hard reality of what my life is today. My life completely changed on that day, and I was having a really difficult time expressing my grief. So I started journaling, and the journaling has really helped. I started out putting everything on Facebook. I would just type in my phone random thoughts and feelings that I had, and then as I felt like it was complete, then I would post it on Facebook with a photo. And I thought this is a great way. People were constantly wanting to know how I was doing, and it was a great way to kind of let people know where I was at, how I was feeling with my grief. Then I started thinking that eventually those Facebook posts would disappear, and I wouldn't have that information. So I was cutting and pasting it and putting it on my blog. And then I thought there's got to be another way to do this. And I was exploring on YouTube grief journaling. I couldn't really find any content out there about the journaling. I found a lot of things of how to make journals, a lot of these junk journal channels that talk about how to make beautiful books, but they end at the making of the book, and they don't really talk about the meat and potatoes of the journal, which is the journaling. Some people know how to journal. They've been journalists forever and they know exactly what to do. My thing is, through my Facebook posts, I got a lot of feedback from people saying, you really helped me understand my spouse better. You made me love my spouse more. You made me look at my relationship and remember why I fell in love with this person, and to people that were growing apart. Or on the other side, my mother, father, brother, someone close to me killed themselves, and you expressed all the feelings that I had during those times, but I didn't know how to put it into words. And you've really helped me through some of the grief process that I thought I was already over with and through. Your words have helped me. Then I got a lot of people saying, oh, you should write a book, you should do this, you should. I'm not there. Maybe at some point I might, but for now, my thing is junk, obviously. And I love junk journals. I've always loved junk journals, and I wanted to incorporate junk journaling, but also focus a little more heavily on how to get the words out. If you're somebody who keeps everything bottled inside, which I know from grief classes that I've taken and other people that I've talked to, a lot of people keep it bottled inside. And when you keep it bottled inside, you can't move on from the grief. You can't move through the grief. It keeps you stuck in the sadness. And so by working with journaling and taking random things that I have around my house, and like I said, I've been a junk journaler for over 15 years. I took a hiatus from junk journaling for a while and did a lot of jewelry design and other mixed media stuff, but I love paper. I've always loved paper. When I was a little girl, I took a newspaper and shredded it into little teeny tiny bits all day, and then my mom gave me a paper sack to put it in, and then later that night after I went to sleep, my dad threw it away because he didn't know that it was sacred paper. And I was really mad. I was really little too. I don't think it was even 3. And there's been other incidents in my life where I had some paper that was really important to me and it got thrown out, usually by my dad. So my love of paper goes way, way back. So I just wanted to, my goal is to help people. I love making books, I love making journals, but really my focus is on helping people to find a way to express and articulate their grief. Are you going to write like me? No. But you're going to have your own style. You're going to find your own voice, hopefully, through this process, to where you come to the other side being able to get all those feelings out of here and onto paper, so they're not just roiling around in your brain and making you sad, or making you, honestly, mine makes me a little crazy, just thinking about all of it and crying all day long. I want to get all those feelings out. Not that I don't want to not miss my husband, because I miss him dearly, but I want to move to the other side. So I have something that I wrote that was one of my first posts, which was a journaling thing, and this kind of got me started on the whole thing. So let me scroll down here to the. So one night, I was up. It was just a couple days after my husband passed, and I was thinking about all the things I wasn't going to have in my life anymore because I didn't have him anymore, and they were just random thoughts. And it was 3 a.m, so I titled it "Random 3 a.m. Thoughts," and I'm going to read it to you. I will forever miss your smile, your big laugh, the twinkle in your eye when you danced with that bouncy step I could never follow. I wonder who will rub my legs and shoulders now when I have anxiety attacks and restless legs, or hold me in the night when I'm cold because their body heat is like a furnace. How will I go on when I know that you aren't just at work or on a business trip and won't be walking through the door shouting, "Hi, darling," any minute, ever again? Little things like taking out the trash and recycling and nagging me about what is and what is not compostable. And who will I argue with about not hoarding food as I try to Tetris one more thing into the freezer? Who gets the 98 t-shirts you wouldn't donate? And what about all of your Aloha shirts? Not to mention the piles and piles of papers in the office that you refuse to throw away. Who will drive me home at night because I can't see in the dark, or guide me through the foreign airports without a hitch? What will I do at the end of my day when I want to talk it over and only an empty placemat stares back? How will my crazy technology glitches get fixed now? And where will I ever find a perfect +1 for all events who fits so seamlessly into any group? With a beautiful, friendly smile, a corny joke, and cheesy 80s dance steps. Who's going to say loving things to me in 6 different languages? Not just food words, but actual conversation. Who will sing the many verses of the Ola Tobias song to our grandson when you're the only one who knew the words? Never again will I see your huge grin and dancing eyes when they spy a Spanish ham, or chorizo, or horchata made from chufas, or hear you tease me about chistora. What about your king's cakes and your pan de pascual? Will I always see you playing air guitar every time I hear the Gypsy Kings? How will I complete the nativity set in true Spanish style? I don't know what animals and figures we need. Your friends and family mourn your loss greatly. Many sad, tearful, sleepless nights are spent wondering why. My future's been erased. Our carefully made plans completely blown apart. You were my compass. You were my true north, and I have no sense of direction now. Where will I ever find the love to fill the hole that's been blown through the middle of me at your passing? Where do I find another soulmate? A perfect match, my half orange, when I've already had the very best that God could send me? How will I ever find another person to measure up to the incredibly high bar you set? All of this is but a small amount of the things that made you my husband. We were soulmates, partners, adventure buddies, best friends. I'm half of the whole now, and I have to learn to be half again. I haven't been that in 15 years. And until I do, I'm going to get up every day, put one foot in front of the other, breathe in and out, and try not to remember that for 15 years I had it perfect. So for me, thinking about those random things, I started a list. And then the list helped me to create more things. And then the words started to flow. And pretty soon I had a few pages completed. So I think that showing my process. Because if I just tell you go buy a notebook and fill it with journaling, that's not going to help you. That's not going to help you understand the process of getting it out of here and putting it onto the paper. Showing you my process and letting you in to my grief is gonna, I think, is gonna help other people. It's my plan. We'll see what this morphs into. That's how it's gonna start out, and we'll see where it goes from there. But I would like to invite you to join me on my journey. If you're new to YouTube, remember that thumbs up is what helps me grow my channel. So if you are excited or would like to see more of my content, please give me a thumbs up and a like. And I guess I will see you around as we continue down my grief journey. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you on the journey. Have a great day.